Diane DeWald with CreativeCatCrafts.com. Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to work with the Gina K Designs Note of Encouragement stamp set. It has a coordinating stencil that colors this viola, violin, some flowers, um, this banner. What else does it cover? Color this little spray of um, foliage, and then it's got coordinating dies. I've already done a bunch of cards using this, and this set was designed by Lisa Hetrick, and this is all of these samples are inspired by Lisa. We're going to do something very similar today, and as I show you these cards on the different smooshed backgrounds, we're going to make some backgrounds, or actually, I'm going to show you I made some backgrounds because I like to have my mooshed watercolor backgrounds dry for a few days. So we're going to make something very similar, and I'm really super bummed because I had the next segment already recorded and done, and when I went and edited it, because I was going to uh, play it during this broadcast or this recording, and the sound of the video was just terrible. And you'll notice that I've got different color cardstock, and based on the blue green that came out, I matched the color cardstock to it. And on some of these that didn't have some of the blue patina, I was looking for a copper patina background, and those that didn't come out with a strong bluer background, I just put on some white cardstock. So this one was one of my favorites. So this is one of the similar background we're going to do today. Um, and why don't I go ahead and get that overlay going? I'm going to do a voiceover. Bear with me. This is the first time I've done a voiceover, so I'm going to probably really struggle with this. I don't have, what do they call those? Teleprompters. I don't have anything like that, so bear with me. So this is the smooshed background inks that inking that we're going to do of watercolor. So here we go. So I took away my cutting self-healing cutting mat, and it's my glass background, and you can see I've got you can see the picture, the camera. I'm trying to gesture, but we're using Canson Watercolor XL is what I like to use. So I'm just showing you what I'm using, and I've got a bunch of pre-cut already. And I'm using both Distress ink. Actually, I'm using just Distress ink in this. And I have my handy dandy little microfiber towel to wipe up. And I've got a paper towel that sometimes I sop up the ink. And I found that using a box, and I've got some paper towel on the bottom, and I found using some foil folded in there with the heat tool. That way the foil heats up behind, and then you've got the heat from the front. And I like this Ranger Heat It tool because it doesn't have a lot of forceful blowing. It's just heat. So I'm talking about that here in this part of the video. But I like putting the cardstock in there and holding it down with um, the reverse tweezers. That way I try to get as much of the curl out so you don't get a bunch of ink running to the sides. So we are going to get started now. So I have got a bunch of different colors, and I can't recall exactly which colors I used. I know frayed burlap, ground espresso, walnut stain, tea dyed, corduroy, I think were some of those that I used in this segment. And then I'm using the little Distress ink cubes, and I just moosh it down. That's the smooshing part. Actually, that's the mooshing part. But I go ahead and get that down there, and I've got a spray bottle, and I'll have all these items listed on my blog so that you can go take a look at those. And if you support my channel and want to use my affiliate links at no cost to you, that would be wonderful. And if not, I understand. So I'm just taking the watercolor cardstock, and the cardstock I'm using, it has a smooth side as well as a textured side, and I like to use the smooth side for this. So here's the first layer of ink, and all about these smooshed backgrounds that I love to do. Mary Polanco taught me, I took a class of hers, and I really like how she does her approach to this, so I've adopted it. Um, so here it's all about layering ink, layering colors, and the beauty of this is later on in the video you're going to see what I love about this process, because here's one. I think I did two colors in this, and it's kind of plain, and I'm just mooshing it down and picking up more ink, and you never know. No two panels are ever going to be the same, which is the beauty of this. And I've got some spots there, and I don't know if this one, yes, I did mop those up with the paper towel. And during the drying part, excuse me, I really sped up the video because I didn't want you to have to sit here and watch me dry cardstock. So I did those really fast. And then the ink that's there, I'm using my water bottle, and I've just got a clean piece of cardstock because you don't want to waste ink. So we're going to get two panels during this process, which is kind of cool. And I do a little techniques. A lot of it is dry cardstock to moisture or watered down ink on the surface of my glass mat. And other times I spray directly onto the cardstock after I've picked up some ink. So here we're doing a little more layering, and I'm pretty sure that's espresso, and I'm not sure what the other one was. I should have showed you closer to the camera because I can't read that myself. So we're just adding more layers here, and speeding that up really fast. And this, I'm just trying to get up as much, and I think this is where I realized I needed more water. And yes, right there, I sprayed directly onto the cardstock, and you see how it added more texture. Well, you really can't see it because the box is off camera. So come on, Diane, move it over. There we go. Well, I've cut some out, and so I had some tumbled glass, and there was another lighter blue, and it just didn't show up at all. So this is Mermaid Lagoon, which gave it a really deep bluish green, and I love that. But after I dry it, as I'm drying, I'm doing two things at the same time. Let's pick up that excess ink there, and so I got that. So again, I'm spraying directly on there to move that ink around a little more, and then I'm wiping up. Um, Dabbed up a few spots where there was excess water. Um, so if you get too much water and you want to add a little more texture, just use your paper towel to sop up a little bit of that, and it actually removes ink. And here I'm noticing that there, I want a little bit of a copper patina look, but that's a little bit too much blue. So the beauty of this process is you can add color on top of, and you can hide and cover that blue. And actually, when you're re-wetting, sometimes you are reactivating that ink. So it actually can reduce the amount of blue, and it's right there. You can see that I did reduce it. And I'm just gonna pick up the excess ink that's on the mat, and look at the panel we get. It's a lot lighter than the original panel, but it's beautiful. And now we're going to do the same process with a set of pinks. And I don't remember the pink, so I'm going to have to go look, and I'll put that all down in the bottom. I know aged mahogany was one, pickled raspberry, and kitsch pink. I can't recall the full name of that off the top of my head. I love that panel. It's just stunning with all that texture. And now I think we're going to pull in the greens. And I love all of these greens just for the project that we're going to do. There was a little bit too much blue in these greens because it's evergreen bow, and I can't remember the other two greens I used. But beautiful panel. It's just for the project I want to do, there was just too much blue in those greens. So I grabbed out my Gina K, and I'll show you the panels I did afterwards that I didn't record it for that we're going to use today. I used Gina K, green grass, fresh asparagus. I can't remember if I used the key lime or what else did I use. Let me see here, right here. Lucky clover. I might have used a couple of the medium or light spruce. So here's the panels, the bluish green. Love these panels. And here we are. You are back. Woohoo! So, let's go ahead and move this off to the side and I will show you. So these were the panels that I did. Love them. And I flattened these. I've got a big acrylic block that I put on top of these, but then I also cut down just a cheap piece of copy paper, and you can see there's some ink on here. I ran these through my ink laminator a couple times. I did it this way inside the folder, and then I did it this way just to try to get these flattened out. And I'm seeing I probably should have done that more with these as well. So you see how this is just a much brighter green. I wanted some darker green, and this was all Gina K inks on these. And then I wanted some really yellowish bright greens depending on the panel we're going to use. And then I got a really dark brown panel, and that might be a little bit too dark for what I want to do. So I've got this instead. So I'm going to go ahead, get you paused, and get everything set up, and I'm going to try and make 2 cards today. Okay, now that I have everything, we are going to recreate this particular card and the inside. So and actually it's going to be, this is the sky blue. I think this is ocean mist. I'm still learning the colors. So what is this? I think it's nope. Ocean mist is what this card color is. Sorry. And I've got a panel that we've done, and it's got a lot more blue than this one. And I believe this was only Distress ink. On this one, you can kind of see this is a little faded right there. I did use some Distress Oxide as well. So I've got the panel already cut down. So let's go ahead and, okay, I think this is the first time I've used this tool. There we go. Wasn't sure how to get that tool off. So it's 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score at 4.25. Yes, this is the first time I've used this, so bear with me. There. Okay. I have a much larger one, and I was trying to save some space here. So, got my Teflon folder, and that's slightly different than my other one. So, get these creased. And I'm using Master Layout 1 to where I've cut the mat with the larger rectangle out of it, and this is the smaller rectangle, and I've already cut this down. So let's go ahead and get this inserted in here. And I've got the grip mat in there, and it's nice that that will hold it in place. Now, one of the other things I did, I've already cut out, I don't have any masking magic, but I do have these Avery removable labels, and I've just cut these down into quarter sheets, and I've already die cut out a couple of the violin. So let me get that out of the way. And the reason for that is I'm going to put, and I don't know, I'm not a musician, the music note stamp, well, the music note, but the thing that the music notes sit on. Let's see, do I want this? I want this the other way. I want it this way. So, is it the clef, the treble? I can't recall. It's been too long since I have read any kind of music, and I really am not a musician. So I've got that, and we're going to use, where did it go? The black Onyx ink. We're going to see how many times it's going to take me to get it to where it's a nice color. Oh, perfect. Just twice today. So while that dries for just a moment, we'll get this little guy over here wiped off and put away. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these and peel off the sticker backing. And get it laid down over the area we just stamped. It's not quite lined up well. There. Okay. Perfect. And then we're going to use, oh, why did I not just take the whole plastic off that? We want, because Diane was not thinking, so I want this, and we're going to put it about right here, just like that. And get that black Onyx ink again. Sorry, I'm tapping the table there. This took me a couple of, because we're stamping onto watercolor paper. This is a dye-based ink, and it just sometimes takes 2 or 3, and that's perfect. That is perfect. Now, I don't want to peel that up yet, because we're going to add a little bit of something extra that we didn't have on this card here. I don't need this, but I'd love to put this peeking out from behind. So, should I use fresh asparagus? I think I'm going to. And let me grab the cube because it's a smaller stamp. That'll give me a little more control. Oh, I like it just like that. One and done. So let me clean that stamp off, put it away, and then we'll peel that sticker and get the reveal. Come on. There. Now, the one caution, it does pull up a little bit of that ink. So, and I see there's a little bit smeared down here. So it didn't give me a real crisp, and I think that was because I moved it, and this adhesive pulls up some of that ink that I put down. So, but it's okay. It's okay. So now I'm going to use the little music notes. Where's my little, got my little stamp here. And this is a little overkill with the big ink pad. And I'm just going to lay some of these notes down. Just like that. And clean that stamp off. And I'm going to leave it on the block because we're going to use that. So now I want the stencil, and I'm going to line that up. And I am going to use some Post-it notes because when I color, it goes everywhere. And I want to make sure it doesn't go everywhere. And this will be, this is for the binding around the violin. So I'm going to use my little detail brush, and I'm going to use the charcoal brown. So we're just going to load this up and load up some more. And just keep coloring this in without moving this too much. Okay, so I think I'm done. Oh no, I'm not done with that one. Let me put that there. So let me pick this up and see what we get. Oh, I like that. That's beautiful. So now we're going to do the body. And the same thing. I need to protect this because I'm going to use a bigger brush. I am going to use, and I have to show you this. So this is not the Gina K. I got a brush holder. Got this from an Etsy store. And then I bought this cute little Lazy Susan, because this is 4 inches. So I bought a 4-inch Lazy Susan off of Amazon. So I can just sit this next to me and say, okay, turn it until I see the one I'm looking for, which is brown. Where's the brown one? There it is. Because I have them all labeled. And we're going to use, not sure what brown is on this. Not much. So I'm going to use, what is this color? Warm Cocoa. Like I said, I'm still learning her colors. Oh, and I should use the ink stand. And then lightly start coloring it in, going in circles. And I'll load up a little more. Be careful down here because I didn't put, I'm going to put my finger there because I didn't put a Post-it note there. A little bit of the background is showing through, but that's okay. So cover that up and let's reveal and see what we get. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? And then down here is for the bridge. I do know that much. My husband's a guitar player, and so I get that. So I'm going to rub off some of that dark charcoal brown because I'm going to pick up some of this warm cocoa on this. And I'm just trying to blend this because part of the bridge down here, and I probably should have zoomed you in, I'm sorry. There, part of the bridge I already colored when I colored the body. So I'm just trying to blend it. And then we're done with the warm cocoa for now. And then the last piece is the top of up here. And I'm gonna do that in the darker color once I get that lined up. There, that way it matches the binding. So let's see what we have here. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. I love it. And you know what I said that I had smeared some of the ink with that sticker. When I colored it in, you don't see it at all. Isn't that beautiful? So let me get rid of these, and I'm gonna lay this on. Here's my little handy dandy, because I gotta wash this later. I'm gonna wash it later. So this is my ink smooshing, clean up the glass mat. So I'm just gonna lay, it's dry, but I'm just gonna lay this over here. And I'll wash that later. I just don't want the ink to get stuck on something else. So I'm gonna move this aside and let's finish up this card. Oh, I didn't do the inside. Did not do the inside. I wanted to do the inside. So we'll do this real quick. Pick this up. Get the black ink. And, oh, it's in the way. So I just have to have it more on the paper. There. Oh, I think I moved it. Did I? Nope. Oh, just a smidge, but that's okay. That's okay. Because this is what we're going to do. I'm just going to put a bunch of these right here so you can't hardly tell. Awesome. Okay, so clean off that stamp. Put that away, and then we'll do the greenery down here at the bottom. Oops, done with the black for now. And the darker fresh asparagus. There. And grass green is going to be the other one. Oops, and you can't see that. I'm sorry. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty. Oh, I love it. Whoops, wrong thing. Almost had a disaster there. Awesome. So now let's get these put together. I'm going to wipe this down, otherwise I'm going to forget because I did stamp off of that. And just like that. Okay, that's all clean. Now we can put this together. And a little bit of glue. Get my little doohickey out of the way. Oh, I can tell the difference between the cardstock, because this is normal 80-pound layering weight. And just in case if that was wet there, burnish it from behind. And this is much thicker because it's the watercolor. I forget the weight of it off the top of my head, but I will have it on my blog. There. Oh, I love this. That is so pretty. Get this on the card. And we are almost done. So I have a ton of these mooshed panels now. Just because they're out there and I have them. Oh, look at that. And then get this one, and I'm gonna grab my mini thanks. I make a lot of thank you cards because I have an Etsy store. And I always like to include a handmade thank you. So let me grab those real quick. And I love this sentiment. Many thanks. And I'm still using my Stampin' Up! Foam lifts, foam square. They're not squares, they're octagons. Hexagons, excuse me. They don't have 8 sides, they have 6, so they're a hexagon. Get these off to the side. There's my, and I have learned, oops. Okay, I'm gonna line this up in the center, and I've learned looking at my monitor from above, so that way you don't get my head in the way. That looks straight. And one last thing. I love the black dots. These are from Spellbinders. I wish that Gina K had a black one, but I don't think she has just a black dot, or they're solid sequins is what they are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, always in odd numbers. Start with 3, and then if you want to add more, always go with odd numbers. I'm just looking to see if these things are on the flat side or if I have to flip them over. Like that one needs to get flipped. I'll do a little one up here. A mini one right here. There. And just like that, we have a card. I love it. Love it. And it was, outside of making the mooshed background, it was really quick to do, which is why I like to have a lot of those mooshed backgrounds, because then you just pull them out when you need them. So the original one I did was there on the left, and here's the one on the right. So I'm going to pause you again, get my whole area cleaned up again, and then we'll do our next card. Okay, I've got it all set up. So I've gone ahead and got this all prepped for my die cuts, and let's zoom you in just a smidge. There you go. So I've already got my die cuts set, cut out for stamping. So I have the panels that we've done, and I think this is going to be too dark for what I want, but I'm going to cut one out and we're going to see. But I'll cut some flowers out of this and some of the violins out of this, and I'll be right back so we can continue. Okay, I have them all cut out, and now we get to stamp. So I'm going to go ahead and try this guy first. Get him in there. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but we're gonna find out. Stay. Please stay in there. One of these little guys, slide it in there. And one of these. And let's get this all inked up. And see what we get. The flowers are beautiful. I need my little pick tool. To pop, there we go, pop that out. This one, it is, I think it's a little too dark, but let's try another round and see what we get. Yes, it is just too dark. So that's super dark. So we're not going to use that one. That's okay. I think these are going to work out much better. And those flowers are turning out gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. These little guys just don't want to stay down up there. And I'm just afraid it's just not going to cooperate with us. We'll see what we get. That's much better. The flowers are gorgeous. Yeah, just bending that up a little so it'll pop out. There, oh, there it goes. And let's see if we can get this violin. Hopefully it did not double stamp. Press down there in the middle. Oh, much better. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's beautiful. Okay. Gently bend that back. And we've got a few more flowers to do. And we'll be able to go put it together. I'm excited for this one. This was just a concept in my head, so we'll see if it works. Oh, almost. That is almost perfect on the first stamp. Ooh. Come on, turn over, don't smear. Almost perfect. And I have 2 more flowers I want to do. That is gorgeous. And we can move on to stamping the backgrounds. Because I do want to put a couple things down on the background as a base, and then all of these cutouts are going to be on top. Whoop! Guy came right off. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's cover that ink pad up, because you know me and ink pads, it's not pretty. Get this cleaned off. Time for a new tidy towel. I see little pieces of it shredding. Okay, put my stamps back. And this. And we don't need this any longer. Oop. But I want this. This is such a beautiful invention. So on the one side, you've got the patterns, and you can see mine are stained. It's well loved. And on the back side, you get the smooth surface. So I'm gonna, I think I had some ink on my hands. So I'm gonna use some hand sanitizer and see if I can get that off. So hang on. Okay, I've got the two panels. I've already mounted them on black cardstock, and we're going to do the same concept. The treble, no, I think the treble is the end. That's the clef. I think this is the treble. Don't quote me on that. We're going to do that and put some leaves in the background, and then we're going to mount our flowers and the instrument. So get those foam squares, and we're going to use black ink for the, yes. So the music note, we're going to do this right there. So let me ink stand and turn this the way I want to put it down. Tap, 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 tap. And a little lower right here. Hopefully this is one and done, because I'm not going to try to reposition this one. And it turned out really well. So we're going to do the asparagus for the leaves, and I've already got that mounted. And oh, that's going to look really pretty. Perfect. And then the notes. Oh, forgot the notes. Make sure they're going the right direction. It's probably going to be covered up, but that's okay. Okay, so this is darker than this one, so we're going to put the darker one on this, but I'm going to mount this on the card base first. So I'm going to move that aside because I want to do the same thing to this one. So move my green out of the way, and I've got my black open. I don't like doing that because I end up putting my hand in it, or cardstock, or something. More of an angle on this one. Let it soak in. Perfect. I'm going to put that aside over there, and I'll clean that in a minute. Perfect. Same with that. Put it aside. We are done with the black. And let me get the green back out because I want to do the same thing with this. My watch is telling me it's time to stand up. Well, I've been standing this whole time, so I don't know what it thinks I'm doing. Awesome. Okay, get
those out of the way. We can peel this off, and I'm going to put this back into my Misty. Otherwise, it's going to get cat hair all over it. More so than it already does. There, perfect. Okay, card bases. I'm going to do white this time. These are my cut cardstock, pre-cut, pre-scored. There it is. It's hiding from me. They do an excellent job at cut cardstock. I love getting cardstock from them. It's well packaged, protected during shipment. Okay, so that goes with this panel. That goes with that panel. Yes. Okay, sorry. Get the glue back out. I tell you, the whole audio and having to re-record and edit the smooshing part of this video, that I was so distraught. And in fact, I'm using a set of Aftershocks. I don't know what happened there, but I'm going to peel this up before it glues down too much because I need a new card base. I think I had some ink on my finger. So that happens. We're going to try this again. Yeah, I had some ink on my finger. Got onto the card base. Well, well, well. Okay, there we are. Let me grab another one of those bases. But as I was saying, I was so distraught over the recording quality of the microphone I was using. It's like the third time it's happened. And I'm done. So done with that microphone. Okay, make sure I get these right side up. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I think my finger was wet and I just, there. Okay, now it's straight. Okay, so that's going to be really pretty. Let's get these guys foamed up. Probably foam overkill. Where's my little guy? Get a small one there, a small one there, same thing here. And I'm hoping these Aftershocks are not picking up the fan I have running in the background. So my husband's training for flying a new plane, and he's doing a bunch of studying because learning to fly a new aircraft is very knowledge intensive. Okay. Should use the tweezers, but I'm not going to. We're just going to go ta-da. Ta-da. That kind of, oh, it is a little crooked, but that's okay. It's a little crooked, but that's good. And it does kind of, this background's too dark. Too dark. That fades into the background, so I need to fix that somehow. I'll figure out. I kind of like that crookedness. Yeah, I do. That's really cool. Okay, so tuck one of those behind. Like that. And then this one, where's my larger ones? Oh, they're right here. Like that. Yeah, I'm going to tuck it back behind up there. Like that. That's so pretty. Then I can have the sentiment up here. I don't know what sentiment I'm going to use, but I think I'm going to have it up there. So let's see what we get here if we do the same thing. These flowers just make this pop off the page a little better. Oh, I think so. I needed something lighter in color to make these pop off. So I think I want the lighter color flower. That. Okay, so there we are. I'll put the sentiments on. Oh, I have those little backings everywhere. I'll put the sentiments on at a later date because I don't know if they're going to be birthday cards or thank you cards, but I think these all turned out very beautiful. I do think this background is a little too dark. I think this one with the lighter background, I think it allows the elements to pop off, whereas this one, they tend to wash, to me it seems like they wash out a little more. So I probably should have just done this. In fact, hang on 1 minute, we're going to make a change. I'm going to pause you. Okay, I have pulled this one off. I have stamped and die cut a little off, but it's not too bad. And we're going to see about placing this on this card just like that. And then voila, it doesn't fade into the background anymore. So there, I just made a change. Let's make sure that that is really stuck on there now, because that was super easy to peel off. So very different, but it doesn't merge with the background. So those are my cards for today. Thanks for joining me today. I do appreciate your time and attendance during these videos, and I'm rambling because I really am grateful for you. I'll have all the links down below, or a link to my blog with a list of all the items I've used today. I'll try to get all the ink colors from the Distress ink line. I don't remember them all, but I will really try to get those. So I appreciate your time. Have a great rest of your day, and happy stamping until next time.